What's going on YouTube? My name is T-Clan and welcome back to the channel. We're doing something a bit different for the video today. As you can tell behind me, we are on Pokemon Favorite Picker. There's a lot of opinions people have that can be debated. There's a lot of opinions people have that can't. These are the latter. These are my favorite Pokemon. I might justify some, I might not. But here we go. Alright. Starting with Gen 1, we're going to go in the rows. My brain just cannot wrap itself around going in columns, so we're just going to go rows. Starting with the normal type, I gotta say, I gotta say Kangaskhan. Fire types for Gen 1, definitely Ninetales, easy. Water types, Gen 1 had so many water types, but there's only one water type that could be the best water type. And that's Vaporeon. Get your mind out of the gutter. We're not talking that kind of Vaporeon. Vaporeon's just the best there is, plain and simple. Fight me about it. Grass types? There are a lot fewer grass types than I thought there were, but we're definitely going with Weepinbell. Bell. Electric types? Ooh. Electrode. Ice types? Ice type is one of my favorite, like, it's top 3 favorite types for me. And there's not really much to work with here, but Lapras is the GOAT. Fighting types? There are a lot of iconic fighting types here in Gen 1. A lot of people gravitate towards Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, and I'm absolutely with it. Hitmonlee all the way. Them kicks, phenomenal. Poison type? Now, poison type, there's a lot of poison types. But I'm gonna have to say, out of all of Gen 1, I think my favorite's Nidoking. Ground type, Marowak. Used Marowak for the majority of my Insurgents playthrough. If you haven't watched that, go check it out. I love Marowak. It's fantastic. Flying types? Flying type, I gotta go Pidgeot. Psychic type? Psychic type is definitely gonna be Alakazam. There aren't a lot of wrong answers on here, but then there's Hypno. So don't pick Hypno. Bug types, there's a couple iconic bug type lines here, but Pinsir is just a big boy, and he's fantastic. Rock type? Rhydon. Ghost? That's a lot of options for Ghost right there. Gengar. Dragon type. Again, a lot of options. I'm gonna take the hot take for the day. I'm gonna say Dragonair. Dark types? Ooh. Good choices here. Kabutops' skeleton is really nice. I like that a lot, but missing no. Steel, do we want the 1 Magnemite or the 3 Magnemite? Just Magnemite. Fairy type, Wigglytuff. If you've ever played Explorers of Time, Darkness, or Sky in the Mystery Dungeon series, Wigglytuff is the best there is. Starter, Pikachu and Eevee do not count. Let's get that out of the way right now. Now that we have that out of the way, though, Bulbasaur. Gimmick form? None of these came in until later. But if I'm being 100% honest with myself, if I have to pick one of these that is just the best, like, it would typically be Fat Pikachu, because Fat Pikachu's iconic. But Fortress Blastoise? Love it. Legendary. The birds or the Muse? I'm gonna have to go with Articuno here. And then my favorite across the board from all of Gen 1. This is a tricky one. Favorite out of Gen 1? Again, I gotta go with Vaporeon. Alright, I went ahead and zoomed it out just so we don't have to keep scrolling back and forth. So we're gonna start with Gen 2 normal types. Smeargle. Smeargle is super cool. Sketch is a great concept. I love finding Sketch TMs and randomizers. Plus, if we're talking Pokemon Go, I do have shiny Smeargle that knows V-Create. Enough said on that one. Fire types. A lot of good options here. Typhlosion, Entei, Ho-Oh. However, I'm gonna take the bottom of the bracket pick. I gotta go Magcargo. Kid me was absolutely just fucking impressed by Magcargo and the fact that its body temperature is comparable to the temperature of the surface of the sun. Like, Dude is way more overpowered than we see in the games. The lore does not do him enough justice. Water types, easy. Quagsire. Grass types, another hot take, Jumpluff. I think Jumpluff is fantastic. Electric types, Ampharos, no contest. Ice types, Sneasel's fantastic. I love Delibird just because of the gimmick, but I gotta go Swinub. He's just so cute. Fighting type, Hitmontop. Dr. Bustdown, legendary. Poison type, okay. I gotta go Crobat. I wanna go Quillfish, but I know I would get attacked by every single one of you in the comments if I went Quillfish. So Crobat, it's like a tie anyway, so I'm just gonna go Crobat. Ground type, again, Quagsire. Flying type. Flying type, I gotta go Skarmory, just because I've used it in a lot of runs on, on randomizers, Nuzlocke, randomized Nuzlocke. Skarmory's just a goat. Psychic? What's stopping me, hypothetically, from picking one of the unknowns? Except for the fact that Slowking is here. Bug. Shuckle. Rock type? I'm tempted to go Shuckle again, but my boy Tyranitar? Oh yeah. Ghost? I don't care for Mischievous, but I guess we're picking Mischievous. I guess we're picking Kingdra. I like Kingdra, though. Dark types? Umbreon. One of the best shinies in the game, hands down. Steel type? I'm gonna say Steelix for one particular reason. When I grew up playing Pokemon, but Steelix was the GOAT in my first Nuzlocke that I ever played. I always thought about it, but I never wanted to, put in all that time and effort into something that I could just have to start over from scratch. So my first Nuzlocke, because I heard the game was fairly easy in comparison to the other ones, was X and Y. So I did a Nuzlocke in Pokemon Y, and Steelix, the in-game trade for Steelix after the second gym was Heat. Carried me through the majority of the game. Fairy type, we're gonna say Azumarill. Scarlet and Violet, huge power Azumarill with Belly Drum. Oh yeah. Starters, the obvious choice is the Cyndaquil line, but I gotta go Meganium. Love the Chikorita line. I always pick the Chikorita line. Meganium's the best. Gimmick form, Fabio Hair Ampharos for sure. Legendary, love the dogs, but I've always been a Lugia guy, so we're going Lugia. And our favorite for Gen 2, Quagsire. Ampharos is like a tight second, but Quagsire is top of the line. On to Gen 3, normal types. Exploud. Don't fight me about it. Fire types, Blaziken, easy. Just for the same reason as Steelix, the event Torchic that you got in Gen 6 with Speed Boost was amazing. Funny enough, back when you're in that phase when you're a kid and you're playing Pokemon, and you just go through the game with one Pokemon leveling it up, the rest of your team's like level 20, and you've got that one level 85 Pokemon by the time you get to the Elite Four. That was Speed Boost Blaziken. It's immaculate. Water types? So many good options here, but I gotta go Spheal. Grass, Breloom, easy. Electric? I gotta say it. I'm not a fan of any of that. Electrike is the winner here. It would be Manectric. I just don't like Manectric's design. And then Plusle and Minun, unless you're doing double battles, Plusle and Minun just aren't it. Ice type, again, don't at me. Glalie. Big Glalie fan. Fighting types, another Breloom win. Poison, Swalot. Swalot was my first shiny Pokemon. I got it in Emerald, just randomly. It wasn't shiny hunting or anything. I was a kid. I didn't know what was going on. I just found a sparkly, different colored Swalot, and I caught it. And not only was it my first shiny, it was my first level 100 Pokemon. Love this thing. Go way back. Ground type, Flygon. Flying type, I'm gonna go Ninjask. Ninjask with Speed Boost is fun to use. Psychic type, I forgot that they didn't add these until Gen 3. That's pretty funny. Jirachi. Jirachi's my boy. Jirachi's the mascot of the channel. It has to be. Couldn't be anything else. Bug type, Shedinja, for sure. Rock type. Rock type, gotta go with my boy Regirock here. Ghost, Sableye. I love Sableye. It's weak, I know. But I was semi into competitive when Oraz came out, and Mega Sableye was a part of my team at all times. Dragon type, I'm gonna dive into the lore on this one again. It's gotta be Bagon, because the Pokédex states that Bagon will climb a tall cliff and jump off of it, landing on its head to strengthen its, like, armor. And then it would climb back up onto the cliff and jump on its head again. Like, it... absolute unit right there. Dark type? Do I want to pick Sableye again, or do I want to pick Shiftry? I want to pick Sableye again. Steel type? I'm picking Jirachi again. Fairy type? Gardevoir. The rest of these options are just dookie. Like, absolute shitter. Starter? See, you know, like, Blaziken's one thing. Mudkip is amazing, but Marshtomp just looks like a friend, and I love him. Gimmick form, this one's good, because guess who's here? Mega Sableye. Legends, there are so many, and I love that about Generation 3, is just all the legendaries. But we gotta go Jirachi again, and our favorite from the entire generation, again, is Jirachi. Gen 4, my favorite generation, hands down, solely for nostalgic purposes. I know Diamond and Pearl were shit. I know BDSP, in the common opinion, is also shit. But Platinum is easily, in my experience, one of the top 5 games I've sunk the most time into in my entire life. Normal types, I'm a huge Purple Cliff guy. But I gotta go Bidoof over Baniri, just because, like, Bidoof's iconic. Bidoof's the best. Fire types, Infernape. Water types, I'm gonna go brown and pink Gastrodon. Personally, big fan. Grass types, Roserade 100%. Big Rose guy here. Roserade, I love its appearance, and I always try to use one if I can. Electric types. Now, this is where it really gets interesting, because, like, you know, Magnezone and Electivire are great. We've got all the forms of Rotom here, and I love Rotom. Luxray is definitely my choice, but my personal favorite spin-off games, again, for nostalgic purposes, is Pokemon Ranger. And the fact that they put Ukulele Pikachu in here has me so pressed to pick it over Luxray. No, you know what? Ukulele Pikachu. Easy. Ice types? Frozlass. Frozlass is a menace. Fighting types? Gallade. There was a guy that I was friends with online back in high school, and we played a couple of tournaments of duos, and we had a shiny Gardevoir on his game and a shiny Gallade on mine, and we would run up tournament. We wouldn't always win, but we would always do duos and run shiny Gardevoir and Gallade. So Gallade, get in there. Poison type, I'm tempted to pick Roserade again, but Drapions here, and this thing is a crit machine. Ground type, super good, lot of options here. Personally, for me, I'm gonna go with Rhyperior. If I had to rank a top 3 here, it would be Rhyperior, Gliscor, and then Garchomp, just for my personal preference. Flying type, Staraptor. Who's not gonna pick Staraptor here? Psychic type. Ooh, do I pick Gallade again? I pick Gallade again. Bug type. Kricketune. The cry. It's just the cry. It's for the meme. Don't worry. Rock type. I gotta go with Rampardos. Not just because I love its design, I love its shiny, but also, if you were around at the beginning of the channel, you remember our Platinum Randomizer Nuzlocke, and we had a, I think it was Huge Power like a Huge Power Cranidos was our Jubilife City encounter, and that thing carried us through 90% of the game. Ghost type. Now this is definitely going to get me in trouble. Spiritomb. Dragon type. This one goes to Giratina. Dark type. Also goes to Drapion. Steel. You know what? I'm going to be that guy. I like Heatran. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. Fairy types. A lot of options here. Togekiss. Starter. Turtwig. Gimmick form. Gallade. Legendary. So many legendaries. So many great legendaries in Gen 4. Giratina. And my favorite out of all the generation, Gallade. Gen 5 normal types. Now, there's a lot of Pokemon for Gen 5 because it was the generation they tried to reboot the entire series. Out of all the Gen 5 normal types, I gotta say it would be Stoutland, right? It would be Stoutland. But I gotta give it to Winter Form Sawsbuck. Just the design was perfect, and I ran a Sawsbuck on my playthrough. Not the randomized playthrough, but like my original playthrough of Black and White. I had a Sawsbuck, and it was really actually useful, so I'm gonna go with Winter Sawsbuck. Fire type, Chandelure, easy. Water type, yeah, I'll go Seismitoad here. Grass, there's so many good grass types. I'm gonna go Serperior. Electric types, you know, I would go Electros, but incarnate form, is it Therian? I get mixed up. The cool form of Thundurus, let's say that. Ice types. You know, design alone, I love Cryogonal so much. Fighting type. Ooh, this one's tricky right here. I'm gonna have to say Emboar. Alright, with poison Pokemon, let's go back to when we were talking about the Steelix and the Gen 6 Nuzlocke. Scolipede, right? Scolipede with Toxic and Venoshock. Sweeper right there. Anything that can be poisoned will die to this thing. Ground type, Crocodile. Flying type. Okay, so this one gives a lot of good options. I want to pick Archeops. I want to pick Archeon. Like, this line's great design-wise, but Defeatist completely knocks it out of the running. So I'm gonna have to give it to Thundurus again. Alright, for Psychic types, Reuniclus. Bug types, I'm pressed here. I want to give it to Volcarona, but I want to give Scolipede more credit. So I'm gonna go with Volcarona just to spread it out a little bit. Rock type, Gigalith for sure. Ghost type, not even a contest. It's Chandelure again. Dragons. There are so many good dragon types in this generation. I gotta give it to Zekrom though. Zekrom is just built different. Dark type, no, not Zoroark. Completely forgot about Bisharp. God, I'm gonna go Bisharp here, and I'm gonna switch this one to Zoroark, just because like I love them both so much, but I want them both to be represented. Fairy type, Whimsicott for sure. Starter, Serperior. Gimmick form, we have Mega Audino or we have Trash Island. Legend, so many legendary, not even so many legendaries, just so many different damn forms. Gotta go with this Thundurus again, and you'd think with its presence on the list 3 times that it's gonna be my favorite, but no, it's Chandelure. Chandelure Fire type, Chandelure Ghost type, Chandelure Pokken Tournament main. Let's go. Gen 6. Oh, they're gonna throw in all the gimmick forms as the... Oh, that's awful. I hate that. Normal types, Diggersby, fire types, Talonflame. Water, we're gonna go with... We gotta go Greninja here. I want it to be Clawitzer, but Greninja's just better. This one's gonna get me in some deep shit, boys. Chesnaught. I picked Chesnaught in Gen 6 every single time I played it. Electric types? So let me get this straight, right? We have Helioptile line, the Dedenne, all the Libre, or like Pikachu Libre, and then like all the cosplay Pikachus, or the Mega forms. Horrendous. Scientist Pikachu. Ice types. Oh god, it's between Aurorus and Avalugg. I love them both. I gotta go with my boy Avalugg. Gotta do it to him. Fighting types. So we have Chesnaught, Hawlucha, or Pangoro, and it's gonna be Chesnaught again. Poison types, gimmick forms, or Dragalge. Oh god. I'm gonna go Mega Gengar here, specifically because of its shiny. If you don't remember, that is amazing right there. Beautiful. Ground types, a lot of options here. Mega Swampert. Okay, for flying types, and it's gonna do it again when I get to Bug, I'm sure. All the different Vivillon forms. But it's just simply none of them. Solely because Noivern is here. Psychic types. A lot of good psychic types. Just on sheer cool factor, gonna go Unbound Hoopa. Bug, yep, they're all back, and the only other options are gimmick forms and the pre-evolutions to Vivillon. God. Mega Caesar. Alright, for rock types. Not even Tyrantrum, just Tyrunt. He's the boy. He's great. Ghost types, it's gonna be Aegislash. We all know it's gonna be Aegislash. I want to pick Sableye again, but I already gave him enough love up here. But which one? This one. 100%. He is geared up and ready to go. Dragon type? Goomy. 100% Goomy. Dark type. Sableye. Steel type. Again, this generation was just gimmick forms. Like, that was the whole thing. Metagross. Fairy types. You know what? I'm gonna show some love to the lore again. I'm gonna go AZ's Floette. Starter, Chesnaught. Gimmick form, holy shit. I'd say as if it's even a question. Sableye. Legendary. Okay. I'm gonna give it to Complete Zygarde. And then my favorite out of the entire generation, Chesnaught. Gen 7 normal types. You know what? Toucannon, for sure. Fire types? Hot take. Turtonator? Love Turtonator. I love its signature move. I've used it in a couple of different games. Not to much payoff, but I've used it, and that's what counts. Water type. Wishy-washy, for sure. Grass type. See, you know, like, there's a decent chunk of good Pokemon here, but then there's the boy. Alright, this is where all the Hat Pikachus come in. We've got the Ultra Beasts, we've got the Tapus, Zeraora. God, this one's a bit tricky. I'm gonna go with Surfer Raichu. Ice types, Alolan Ninetales. Fighting types, this one's a good one. We're gonna give a little mythical love here. I'm gonna go Marshadow. Poison types, you know what? I'll give poison type to Salazzle. I think it deserves that. Its ability lets it poison like steel types and everything. That's super nice. Ground types, Palossand, for sure. Flying types. I love that they added Minior here because it's such a cool Pokemon concept that we all forgot about immediately. This one goes to Rowlet again. Let's see, Psychic types. All kinds of good stuff for the Psychic types. I'm gonna go Lunala. Okay, for Bug, I'm gonna go Ribombee. I had super good use of Ribombee, not only in the Sun and Moon games, but also in the adventure dens for the legendaries in the Sword and Shield DLC. If I came across a Ribombee, I would hang on to it specifically for Pollen Puff, and I would just pocket heal everybody on the team while they did big damage. Rock type. Okay. So we have, you know, like the Alolan Geodude line. We have all three forms of Lycanroc. Stakataka is the best answer. Ghost types. Okay. This is where I pick Mimikyu. Okay, for Dragon. Ooh, this one's tricky. I like Guzzlord a lot. I'm gonna go Guzzlord. Dark types? Definitely not this fucking thing right here. This is an abomination. Chubby Cheek Raticate. Steel types? A lot of good steel types here. Big moves on the steel types. You know what? I'm gonna go Kartana here. Okay, fairy types? Not the best batch of options unless we want to have a repeat. But I will say, if I gotta go with, like, Tapus, I always turn towards Tapu Lele. Starter, Rowlet. Gimmick form, I didn't realize they were gonna put regional variants in the gimmick forms. Go Alolan Exeggutor for the gimmick form. Legendary? Legendary, I'm gonna go with Silvally, just because of how they, like, worked it in. I really enjoyed it. And then favorite overall from the generation, Rowlet. Gen 8. And they included Legends Arceus in here. I'm gonna utilize the hell out of that. Hisuian Zorua. Not Zoroark. Zorua. Fire types. Okay, call me crazy. I may have been the only person to use this Pokemon ever. Alolan, or not Alolan, Galarian Darmanitan. Let's see, water types. All kinds of good options for water types. I'm gonna go with Cramorant. No, nothing in its mouth, just Cramorant. Let's see, grass types. A lot of good options. I love the Applin line and, like, everything about it. I'm very tempted to pick Hisuian Electrode, because the fact that they made, like, a wooden Electrode is amazing to me, but I have to go with Appleton. Electric type. Okay, a lot of good options. A lot of good options. Fat Pikachu. Ice types. Again, I might have been the only person to use this one. Ice Cube is my boy. Fighting type? You know, like, you want to give it to something original and not everyone's central favorite, but Phalanx was one of the coolest Pokemon, I think. Poison type? You know, I wanted to give Quillfish love earlier, and I couldn't. Because, you know, the options were Quillfish or Crobat. But then you've got Quillfish, and then Overquill. Geek. Ground type. Sandaconda. Flying type? We're gonna give Flying type, I think, to Galarian Articuno. Alright, for Psychic type, we're gonna go with Gmax Orbeetle. Bugs, Snom, Rock type. I think for Rock type we have to go Stonejourner. Stonejourner is my boy. He, spoiler alert for later, he's gonna show up in a later spot on this list. And I'm not sorry about it. Ghost types. Okay, so there's a lot of good ghost types in this generation. I'm gonna go with the unpopular opinion though and go Cursula. Alright, we have our dragon type options here. And part of me wants to say Hisuian Goodra, but the other part of me is saying that Gmax Eternatus is one of the coolest designs for like especially a boss Pokemon that they've ever done. Dark types, not a lot of favorable options here, so I'm gonna give this one to Obstagoon. Alright, for Steel type, I feel confident in giving this one to Hisuian Goodra. Fairies, I think it'd be criminal not to give it to Gmax Alcremie. Starters, see, I picked Sobble, right? I picked Sobble, and I like it. Definitely not my favorite. I genuinely didn't vibe with the starters in Gen 8. I just didn't. So I'm gonna go with Scorbunny. Gimmick forms? So many gimmick forms. Oh my god. I'm gonna give it to Gmax Sandaconda, just because I used one throughout my entire playthrough of Sword and Shield. Let's see, Legendary. A lot of different Legendary forms in this one is what I'm seeing a lot of. Just for the sake of, you know, it revolutionizing the Legendary field by being the first Legendary to evolve, I'm gonna give it to Cubfu. And then for our favorite, like I said, you're gonna see him later on this list again anyways. Stonejourner's my favorite, full stop. Gen 9, here we go, the newest generation of Pokemon. I'm gonna give my favorite normal type to Lechonk, and I'm not sorry about it. Fire types gotta go to Skeledirge. Water type, there's a lot of good water types in this generation. The obvious choice here is Palafin, and then you've got the Dondozo Tatsugiri combo that, you know, a lot of people use. Wolfie used it. I won't lie, I used it. But because I couldn't give it love earlier, and because it is genuinely just one of the Pokemon that I love, I'm gonna give it to Delibird's new form, Iron Bundle. For grass types, I love Wo-Chien. I love Wo-Chien so much, and I love the memes surrounding it. Live Wo-Chien reaction makes me laugh constantly to this day. But I gotta give it to Smoliv. Electric types, you know, I genuinely like the Palmy line, but I gotta give it to Iron Hands. Ice types, I'm not gonna double up on Iron Bundle here. I'm gonna give it to Satitan. Fighting types, this one's interesting, right? Because we have the Tauroses, we have the Paradox forms. I'm gonna give it to Pawmot. Poison type, Clodsire. Rock type, or no, that's ground type. Sorry. Also Clodsire. Flying type. So I'm gonna go Kilowattrel. And it's not necessarily that, you know, it's like my favorite design or that I've used it a lot, but solely because of the experience that I had with Kilowattrel. I was trying to shiny hunt. I was looking for outbreaks and everything like that. And I was going through the water and I found a little island that I've never seen before. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go check out that island. There's an item on it. And I go over there and I had a horde of Kilowattrel spawn on top of me. They weren't there when I got onto the island, and then suddenly, poof, right there. And I get into an encounter with one that's off my screen, and it turns me around so I can see it, and there's a shiny Kilowattrel standing right in front of me. Psychic type, Rabska. Bug type, Rellor. Rock type, definitely Garganacl. For the ghost type, I am gonna go with Houndstone. For the dragon type spot, I'm gonna go with Orange Tatsugiri, because it's the one that we use in the Dondozo combo that ups the attack stat when it uses Order Up. I'm gonna go with Orange Tatsugiri here. Dark type, King Gambit is the best. I love Kingambit. So much, in fact, that I'm gonna pick it over Tinkaton for the Steel-type spot as well. But then in the Fairy spot, I'm absolutely giving it to Tinkaton. Starter. I picked Skeledirge for Fire. Starter, though, Coco. Easy. Gimmick form. Wiglet. Legendary, I can give it to Wo-Chien, for sure. And then my favorite out of the generation. It's a tie. And it's... I'm gonna break the tie right here and now. But just know that between Clodsire, because, you know, Quagsire's the boy, Clodsire and Kingambit, I gotta go Kingambit. And now we will go with the favorites of all favorites. We're gonna go for normal types. Out of all of these options, I gotta give it to Smeargle, specifically for the gimmick. Fire type goes to Chandelure. Water type goes to Quagsire. Grass type's a tricky one because, you know, there's Chesnaught, there's Roserade, there's Breloom. I'm personally gonna go Roserade. Electric type, Ampharos, for sure. Ice type, Glalie. I used Glalie in Gen 3. I used Glalie in Oraz. I used Glalie in Mystery Dungeon. Glalie had one of my favorite assists in Ranger. Love Glalie, man. Love it. Fighting type. Fighting type goes to Gallade. Poison type goes to Swalot. Close second, Clodsire. Then Scolipede, Drapion, and the rest. Swalot. Ground type. Favorite ground type. The Claude and the Quag are competing here, but only one can win, and it's Quagsire. Flying type. Best flying type. Staraptor. Psychic type is Jirachi. Bug type is Shedinja. Rock is Stonejourner. Ghost, Sableye. Dragon type, I gotta give it to Giratina. Dark type, I'm gonna go with... I'm gonna come back to Dark type. I'm gonna do Steel type first. Okay, yeah. Dark type, Kingambit. Steel type, Jirachi. Fairy type, confident in Tinkaton. Favorite starter out of the batch. You'll notice there's a theme here. There's a type that I always tend to pick. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit so you guys can see it. Favorite starter? Chesnaught. Favorite gimmick form? Mega Sableye. Favorite legendary? Jirachi. And my favorite Pokemon is Jirachi. Crazy, I know. Who would have seen it coming? But Jirachi's the favorite, and if I had to pick somebody to share its pedestal, it would definitely be Quagsire. So there we have it, the whole list in its glory. Soak it up. Let me know which of my picks you agree with. Let me know which ones you are, like, absolutely appalled by. I want to see which of my hot takes was so hot that you decided you were gonna burn the world down with it. Just fight it out in the comments even. Make sure if you enjoyed the video, like it, comment like I said, share the video around to your friends. I really appreciate it. The only way this channel is realistically gonna grow is, like, I put out content that I think you guys are gonna enjoy and that I enjoy making, but the only way I'm gonna grow is if you guys help me out with that. So please, by all means, share this video around wherever you see fit. I greatly appreciate it. As always, my name is T-Clin. You've been amazing. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys for the next video.